Hello everybody, this is Long Snows In from the Be Prepared channel. Just wanted to give you an update on our raised garden beds and the progress that we've got going on here. So what this is called the Frame It All Raised Garden Bed and Sandbox Kit. I showed this to you in a previous video. What I want to do is I want to show you the follow-up. So what I've done is I went ahead and on the top, with square foot gardening, they tell you to put, say, wooden slats or lattice or plastic strips or something like that over the top of the bed to provision it off into 1 foot squares. Well, the more I looked at it, the more expensive I saw that was going to become, and it looked like it was going to be more work than it was really worth. So what I did was I just got some twine, I got some roof sheet metal screws. Okay, so they're designed to be out in the weather, that kind of thing, to hold metal roofing on. And all I did is I just drilled a small pilot hole, and I screwed these sheet metal screws into the top of it. I measured it off, used a little Sharpie to mark off the little marks all around the bed, and then I just used some twine to tie it off and make my grid. So here in the end, I've planted some onions some spinach and some carrots. And down here on the other end, I started some strawberries. Over here, I put up a second bed, and strawberries went in this Sunday. I had to get them into the beds as quickly as possible. You can see the little plants that are starting to come up, hopefully. And I did the exact same thing with a little grid, with the twine on the top. Again, same kit. Now these kits are two rows high. So the bottom is 6 inches and the top is 6 inches, and it's stacked. So I'll show you how that works here in just a second. Here's the progress on the hugelkultur bed. Now the hugelkultur bed, I showed you in the last video, we stacked wood, and then what I did is I started breaking up branches and layering compost and peat and all kinds of good stuff on there. And I've got some beetles or something that have taken up habitat in this thing already. I see them flying around. It's kind of drizzling right now, so I'll try to move along here. But I'll continue to add to this pile as time progresses here, and we'll see how this all works out. So that's kind of an experiment. Anyway, back to the Frame It All bed. So here's another one I started building yesterday, and this is the base layer down. Okay, and I've got the second layer I'm about to put on top of it. Now let me show you how this works. So basically, you put the stake. You hammer the stakes, and see it's got a cross pattern. Well, the stakes that go in the top of it fit right in the top of it, just like that. Okay, and then what we do is we attach the ends. You can't really see the way that looks in the plastic bag, but then we just attach the ends to the boards with just a screw, and it just has a hoop here. A round cylinder, and it just fits over the top of these stakes. And so one's on one way, one's on the top here, and just alternate them going down the length of the bed. Then when you finally get those in, you stack your next layer on top of it and do the exact same thing, and you can go up as high as you want. Now let me show you the pieces and parts. Here, that's the one with the single layer. This is what it looks like with 2 layers not yet filled. Okay, and then finally, let me show you the basic components. Now this is what the planks look like. They're hollow, and it is a thick plastic, but judgment's going to be kind of out. I got to decide we'll see how durable this is. One of the concerns I have with these screws is that it's a black painted metal. I don't know if it's painted over a stainless or if it's painted over a standard screw. The stakes come in plastic bag, and then the end pieces come in plastic bag. And inside there, in the end, there's a set of caps and some the screws that go into it. But really, the bed's very straightforward. This is what if you're looking for this kind of thing, Frame It All Raised Garden and Sandbox Kit. It's a 4 foot by 8 foot, and it's expandable. Like I said, I just showed you, you can expand it. And also here you can see you can put in different configurations because the ends are round cylinders that just wrap around the stakes. So you can put them in different configurations. You can make beds any way you want them. Okay? So that's what I wanted to show you. Wanted to give you a progress report on what was going on. I've got 2 beds in progress. Hopefully we can get these kind of wrapped up tonight or tomorrow. It depends on if the weather cooperates here. And then this one here, this last one, will go lengthwise down. And and since I talked to you last, also down here I've got some strawberries in here. This is one of the swales that from previous videos. And what I did is I went ahead and I drove some 7-foot long fence posts into the swale. Down the end here I've got more spinach and carrots, and along the back there where the posts are at, I put a line of peas. Now so far nothing is up. I don't believe anything's up. I haven't looked today. No, nothing is up. So basically all I did is I drove these fence posts into the bed with a fence post driver, and then used my twine and just went ahead and made string. Took the string just down, wrapped it around, took it down, and then I dropped a string down to the center there, so that the peas, if I'm fortunate, will come up and have something to climb on. So that's where we're at, and I've got my ingredients out here for my next beds, and that's where we're at. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you found this informative and helpful. Kind of a learn as you go kind of thing. The beds have been fairly durable in being put up. My ground here is like a rock. I actually broke a couple of these stakes and driving them into the ground with a small sledge, handheld mini sledge. So it's been kind of hit or miss. Oh yeah, one other thing. My mistake in learning this process is that when you get the beds, this one here shows a smooth stake. This is a stacking bed. Now the other box, which is the base bed, will show a jagged rough edge stake, and that would be the base bed. I didn't know this, and so all the beds that I was pulling out, I was kind of slamming the raised garden bed salespeople in the other video and on my podcast for not giving me the stacking posts and everything. Well, what I didn't know is that all the beds that I had pulled out all were the jagged edge base ones, and I didn't think I received the stacking version. Well, guess what? All the last kits that I'm putting up now are all the stacking versions. So I went out and I bought stacking stakes for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So silly me. But so when you're looking, you're going to see one set of stakes that'll be a jagged edge stake. Look for this diagram with that box. And for the stacking kit, for the layers going up, you'll want this kit with the smooth stakes, because those will fit in the top of the base stakes. So anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in this kind of thing, check us out at bepreparedchannel.com. And as always, have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.